and you had to make a decision and you were kind of scared about it. You know, you were worried, you never felt prepared, or, you know, you had your anxieties. I just want you to bring us back to that moment and kind of share what your emotions were around it, what your thoughts were, and how you moved through the situation, right? So I'm going to do my little intro thing and then we'll jump right into it.
All right, sure.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Dweet Fraid. Yeah. Today we're talking with Ambrae Houslin. Houslin, have I ever pronounced your name correctly?
Well, again, Ambrae. Yeah. Actually,
Yeah?
Yeah.
I swear, every time I say it, I'm like, even me a butcher Houslin name, you know. Not say nothing, because we're so used to our names being butchered in Jamaica that we don't bother say nothing, right?
Yeah, that's more, especially when you have a 1 in a million name.
Just work with it.
Yeah.
All right, so before we jump into it, we know what we do here on Dweet Fraid. We talk about that time in our lives, and more than likely it's going to be more than one time, right? But we just want our interviewees or participants to share that time in their lives where they were at a crossroads or something. They were facing like a difficult situation, an opportunity, and they were scared. And we just want to know like the emotions that were happening at the time and how they moved through the situation. But before we jump into that, right, of course, we have to get to know you a little better, Ambrae. Tell us about yourself. How do you introduce yourself to others, or how would you like to be introduced?
Ambrae was in Free Spirit. The typical, as much as I'm free spirited, I'm a typical nerd, so you won't get me watching football on a Sunday. No. You won't get me watching football on a Sunday. I love cricket, but because of West Indies cricket, you have to kind of low it out now because it's depressing. But that's the only sport I kind of have an emotional attachment to. Not a tracksman. I love to go out, but even though I'm free spirit and I'm nerd, so I love to go out. Like, I love good conversations. I learn through conversations. Like, I live for conversation.
Yeah. That's what we're trying to do here, you know.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to accomplish here.
That is why some of the persons who kind of go to, like, when I'm in a tight spot, are mostly older persons. As I always say this, when an old man dies, it's like a library dies. Like, I can study for something, but when somebody live it and can tell experiences, I live for conversations. Like, you call me out now and say, hey, let's go have a drink and talk something. Yeah, man, that's me. I love a good conversation.
Yeah.
I live for the moments.
I hope we learn something from that, you know. It's not just about conversations, because if it's up to some of us, we'll chat all day about nothing. And yeah, I can't deal. I cannot. So I get that. So, all right, Ambrae. So you hear Ambrae says he's a free spirit, you know, he loves quality conversation, and he also believes that, hey, when an older person dies, it's like a library dies with them, because that's a wealth of experience. Interesting.
Yeah, that's a wealth of experience.
Yeah. All right, Ambrae, let's jump into the meat. Talk to us. Tell us about that time. You not hear me?
Yeah, it's like there's a kind of a delay. So it's like there's a dragon.
Oh.
Yeah. You good now?
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna run with it while it's going good.
All right.
Yeah, Ambrae, tell us about that time. Talk to us.
Those times.
True.
I mean, you actually probably catch me in a good phase now. I'm actually going through that phase right now again.
Yeah.
So, let me have back job now. So I finished UA as most persons like in December, and I started working in February. Now my background is economics and stats, but while there I majored mostly towards investment side of finance. So because when I was at UA, I tell myself, I'm going into investment banking straight to it. I was naivety. How you say? That was naivety. Yeah, listen to that, I know that, hey, you have to pay your dues before you can actually reach to the big.
I feel like that's in every career though, you know. But we just We just have a mindset to say, as soon as we're done university, because we're graduates, we have a
Yeah.
degree.
So
You know?
I mean, and funny enough, so I left UWE December 2019. So from before the exam time, I was in the job market, man. I was hungry. I was came on a walk, not for Boulevard, man. And I handed out resume at every building, right? Every building on North Boulevard. I got it. And at that point, I was kind of sketchy because I never applied to government office. I ain't getting me working in a government office. No, me ain't getting me working in the public sector. I never got to UWE for this. And I was sketchy. So it was mainly the resumes were concentrated around the big five at first, the big five investment banks, and then I started expanding more. But January came now, and no job. School is done. Boom. So I was like, shoot, what's gonna do now? So I started applying wide now, so still not applying to government agencies. Still not.
Last story. Or that they on the list none at all.
Not at all. Still not applying to government agencies. So I think the only public sector place I had applied to was BOJ. It was a financial analyst post. I won't forget this. And they flagged me. They replied to me and said that based on your application, you are not shortlisted and thanks for your interest in BOJ. And I was like, damn, that was a good job. That would have given me a pathway. It was BOJ, it was public sector. But I do a mass application again, still no public sector. I started in insurance companies. It was so bad, I said, hey, I'll even sell insurance right now. I just need a job. I didn't even say. So I got through with Guardian, got through Surgical, and then SSL called and said, hey, if you're interested in a post. And then the cream of the crop now was H&L, other number. They reached out to me and said, hey, if you're interested, and I applied and thing. But the post at H&L was business analyst. No, that's far. It's my son as analyst, investment analyst, business analyst. My son is two different things. Two different things. As one is more focused more on day-to-day runnings, while just business analyst, as opposed to I just sit on a desk and tell a man, say, hey, that portfolio grow by 3%, time to sell, or this grow by 5%. So one was more hands-on, and I wasn't really equipped for this. As one was more dealt with more like I needed to have a stronger computing background, like strong coding skills.
To become a business analyst.
Yeah.
Because I think it needs a lot of analytics, right? Like data, like big data and stuff like that.
So I remember the morning, prepping for this interview, and I was like, man, I don't know what I want to tell these people, because really and truly still, I know I can do it. I don't think it's nothing that much, but I never see myself doing this. So can I really sell myself doing this? I never see myself doing this. Can I sell myself doing this?
Because if you don't believe in you, they're not gonna believe in you either.
But you need a job, boy. You need a job. So I said, all right, and then when I saw the compensation package, I was like, man, you'd be a mad man not to try to learn this on the job. So I said, all right. So I went, did the interview, got through, still employed at H&M now, but each day is a learning. And each day even though I started in February, each day I go to work, I still have that anxiety over me, as in, can I get these tasks done?
Yeah.
So February was how long? 6 months, thereabout 6 months thereabout now. So 6 months. For the past 6 months, I've been in a learning phase and seeing that fear, even though it's human, can be overcome. Yeah, you're gonna make some mistakes. I made some mistakes.
Definitely. That's a part of it, right?
But that's something that this is something. So I'm living it now. I think it's something that the learning curve is steep. It's harsh. It's corporate Jamaica. Corporate Jamaica. You're not rewarded to make several mistakes, but
are they very forgiving?
Good team around me as well.
Yeah.
Huh?
Are they very forgiving?
Yeah, that's the thing. I have a good team around me. I have a good manager. That's the thing. So the culture is there that kind of help me.
Yeah.
But as the human being within you, you don't feel comfortable not operating at your 100% capacity. You get what I'm saying? Because for me, leaving you, I was more thinking about, hey, which deal I'm gonna achieve, which merger and acquisition I'm gonna do. I wasn't thinking about day-to-day running of a company. On a day-to-day, that was
you had it like, all right, that this is what I want to do and this is
tunnel
where
vision.
focus.
Yeah.
Very specific.
Yeah, I have a tunnel vision syndrome. Because the thing is, I tell people to get the best out of life, you have to focus on one thing at a time. And that's why I try to speak to the young people. I tell them, say, it's one at a time. I can't, it don't make sense to spread the same. You can't spread the same.
While you're going to be spreading the money, think about
the
that.
Most important thing is the bag.
The coins. Right? And your time though, like I feel like we don't honor our time enough.
That's a big thing.
Yeah,
that's a big thing.
Because
I tell people this: waste money, waste anything, but don't waste time because I can make back the money a lot. I can't.
It's a pet peeve. Like I always, even if I might not have been doing something that was directly paying me, the time that I would have been waiting on you or wasting with you, I just feel like I could have been learning something that would have directly put money in my pocket.
I said no, that I start even work now, the work corporate Jamaica, and I realize that hey, time is really money for true.
Yeah.
Even more. Like, a bit more patient. But that was just one nervous experience that I've been through. Next nervous experience. Biggest jump person probably don't even remember is that from 2012 to 2016, I was a science student. So from 4th form right up to 6th form, I was a science student. But the last part of 6th form, I saw the changing time. Because at that point, even though I was a science student, I had a knack for like the social side. So I was always interested in politics and business. But I realized something was changing within the Caribbean. I realized that the paradigm was shifting as there was really growth coming. There was growth coming, and I realized that the whole sector of like investment banking was gonna take off. And I was like, medicine's flat enough. You get me? Medicine's flat.
Very.
Medicine's flat. So medicine's flat. And in high school, I never did a business something I did in my life. I mean, the only subject I did was not a POB, not POA. It was accounts and that thing in 3rd form. You get, you might
Yeah. We all had to do it, right? That was it.
Yeah, that's the only business thing I ever did. And at 6th form, I remember sitting with my brother in the kitchen and he said to me, say, where are you going to university to do? I tell him, I think they're going to change, you know. I think the man said, you're already getting into medicine, man. And we're talking March, no? This is March. This is March. I remember at the time, his girlfriend at the time looked at me and said, like she said, Jason, you have to talk to me. You're going mad now, man. You can't even change. And I said, all right, fair enough. So we're going to change now. I said, oxide.
Yeah.
And then we look at it and then somebody said to me, but you never do Cape maths. He said, I'll bridge the gap, man. I'll bridge the gap. So, because the last maths I did before university was CXC.
Yeah. And you wanted to go into oxide? You're not easy.
Oxide, yes. You see the big, you see the bridge. The bridge. So I started oxide. I did long and short of it. I did 1.5 years. I had to leave.
Well, it took a long time to make that decision. 1.5 years?
Yeah, 1.5 years, and I said that. So it was 3 semesters, and it was 3 semesters. That was the roughest period of my life, man. That was where I really.
Ambrae, 1.5 years?
Yeah, man, I wasted 1.5 years of you, man. I wasted. No, I wasted 3 semesters. 3 semesters. Those 3 semesters, it was rough, man. Depression licked me left, right, center, man. It's like each day I wake up, I try to convince myself, I can't do this.
Yeah. No, sir. Hey, listen, if I have to do that, it's not the right thing for me.
No, the thing about it, looking back now, as I've grown, I kind of look on it. Part of it was ego, you know. I wanted to prove because from the get-go, they said I couldn't.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
Then, I tell you this. Men function, and that's why I think most times we get in trouble with the other species, with the other gender, not species. Not sorry. My bad.
Species? Are we that weird?
The other gender. It's that we feel an ego. We run an ego. I think it's part of our game. The testosterone. So you tell a man, especially me, you tell me I can't, I'm going to dedicate the rest of my life to show you I
Just
can.
proving to you that I can.
Can.
I get
And
that. Yo, I get that. I've done, like, I have a lot of decisions in my life that I made because, or things that I that I did because somebody said, maybe you shouldn't do that.
yeah,
Maybe I freaking should.
because I remember at sixth form, upper six now, I told somebody was thought at my best interest at heart at the time. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm looking into this here, and they say, you don't know that the failure rate is 75%. And I'm like, why would this man ask I? And I'm like, why would this man tell me this? That the failure rate is 75%. I mean,
thanks
I'm
for
not trying you. I'm not trying you. Why not?
be like, okay, thanks for the motivation. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm like 75%. At the time, he was an actor. At the time, no, not an actor. No, he never passed the exam, but he had just started working with the outside degree, and he was saying like, man, and he had a first class degree as well. And he was saying, man, I don't think you can. I was like, man, you have the degree, so why you think me can?
If you can get it, me can get it too, right?
So that was a moment. That was a pivot point. I look and I say, all right, even if I don't like this thing, I'm gonna get this degree to prove this one. Yo, I don't get the degree. I said anything we can change in postgrad.
Oh, the ego is an elephant thing, you know.
But looking back still, I wasn't. You see, the gap between Cape and university is a big gap. It's a big gap.
Yeah,
and
it is.
If it is that, it's not really what it's supposed to do. Man, you're going for a rough ride, man. You're for a rough ride.
I think that's why they try a lot in first year to try to ease you in, but still, you know, like with the foundation courses and things.
No, you never came to the side ticket, man. They try to flush you out.
But I'm craft them early.
In my year, I think for calculus 1, the failure rate for the course was around 80%.
Oh my
80% of us fail. And then persons resit the exam and they fail again.
What's the point?
Yeah. I mean, I still have a friend who has 4 first year courses to do right now. From Oxide. But that's it. That's I think that's the ego maybe. But, well, she's a female, but no, so I'm saying I don't know if it's the ego like I know that drives men. Because men feel like men full with ego. I tell you, men.
Trust me, women probably us women are just better at hiding it. But we are the same way.
No, but I can put my head on the block and say for men is ego driven. I can't put my block on for a woman because I don't know.
I think for us, it's not just the ego, it's more emotional. We tend to have emotional reactions to things a lot. Yeah. That's it. We react emotionally. Like you say, you probably shouldn't wear that dress. Oh, I probably should.
Yeah. But that's the same way how men operate. It's like, tell me I can't.
And I definitely will.
Yeah, I will.
It's a human thing, though. I think it's a human
thing. I think it's the competitive nature of man.
Yes. We always tend to want to do the things more when someone says we shouldn't. Or
Yeah. Like I mean, like a case in point, somebody told me the other day that I can't make the money in this bear market right now. So I'm trying to prove things. I still can't do it right now. But it's hard still. But
it's hard.
But I think that's what kind of drives us. And I think competition is good, but it's like, I'll tell you this, it's good, but it's when you make yourself, like you start go through those little doors that you're not supposed to go through, all in the name of competition.
Yeah.
Where you can't come back from.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, at that point it becomes bad because I always say it's like it's always easy to say no. It's just an end. It's just a means to an end. But when you reach the end, are you really satisfied with the outcome?
You can't just throw up your hands and be like, why did I really do that? You know what I mean?
That's the thing. And that's the thing I always tell people, say, for me, at least I can learn it early. I'm learning it early. Is that the driver for me is not money. The driver for me is impact. Because I always tell people, before you, there are several millionaires, billionaires, and all of them we don't even know them, but the ones that we know are the ones that left an impact.
Left an impact. That's so
true. So, like, So 100 years from now, people will talk about Elon Musk. People will talk about Jeff Bezos because it's all about the impact. Even though some controversy surrounds them, but it's all about the impact.
But they tried to do something that was so daring, you know? Yo, I'm not like, as you mentioned, Elon, I am a big fan. Like, I just love his audacity. He's so audacious, and I just love it. I'm like, yes, we all need to be like this. We all need to want to go live on Mars, okay?
Yeah, I agree. And Alex, two persons, I don't know if I can repeat. I don't know if I should say it publicly, but two other persons I look up to. I kind of look up to. Let me use the word here.
You're gonna say Trump?
Two other persons I admire. No. They are black. They are black. Two persons I admire.
Yeah.
It's Kanye and Jay-Z. I think, especially Kanye. I mean, 3 years ago, the man was floating in debt. 3 years ago, he was floating in debt. I know he's at one point. No, I don't want to misquote him. He's in the billions.
Yeah.
He's in the billions. And he kind of show you the work ethic. His brand, his line was supposed to fail based on everybody.
Yeah.
It
predictions.
Yeah, it was.
You see the thing I feel, and what I noticed about some of the most successful or impactful people is that they're resilient. You know what the word is? And for me, I don't know, when I talk about resilience, I talk about no matter how many times they knock them down, them will get up and say, listen to me. And me, I go win. The last punch, I go be me.
The Bernie Sanders effect.
Don't start on me. You better. What is it? There's a saying. Something or die trying. What is it?
Get rich quick or die trying. I think something
not
along that line.
Not get rich quick. But it's.
But even as I mentioned, Trump though, I guess it's not politically correct to say it though, but I think if you look on his story again, it's so much shows resilience as well. So much.
Yo, I like the man's audacity. I admire audacity in people. I like when you're audacious. Like, I like when people know, like, you know that this job, you don't have the qualifications for it. Based on everything that they have listed, you know. But here what? You're going to send in the best cover letter and spruce up your resume. And guess what? I feel like it's how you present yourself. And for me, I don't know about for anybody else, but that has worked for me. One thing, may I show up in that room like I belong.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You see the moment. Like, all right. Somebody said this to me once. Somebody said to me once at work, that, hey, Ambrae, is one thing with you. Nobody's quick on their feet in the boardroom than you. Like, even when you don't know it, you say it with confidence. And that's the thing. Most of it, especially I can speak on my field in finance, 90% of the time, you don't have to be correct. Nobody expects it to be correct. It's markets you're talking about. They're not going to get it right all the time.
You're never going to hit it.
What somebody wants to know when you're managing their money or when you're in charge of bringing down some costs or some KPIs, what they want to know, when you're talking to them, they don't want to feel as if they're more knowledgeable about the topic than you. Because they're paying you.
Yes.
Confidence.
So your confidence is important. It's important. And I like that we're kind of, moving in that direction. Like, as when I say, I guess I'm going to still draw back the whole audacious thing. And you have to speak, as you say, when you're in certain situations, when you're in certain rooms where you know that, okay, I remember when I was in my master's and I'll be a PhDs and people already have a master's and are doing a second master's and they're much older than me, and I don't know about biochemistry, Ambrae. I did chemistry from third form, and only thing the bio side was fine because I did up to Cape bio.
Yeah, I remember you did Cape bio up to Cape. Yeah.
I did bio up to Cape, so the bio side was fine. But most of the time I was just guessing the chemistry stuff and just using 1 and 2 and 2. And when I was in those meetings, I was like, listen, I'm not gonna allow myself, or because trust me, I know for all of us, we constantly have these thoughts, you know, like, you know, that inner voice kind of saying, maybe you should just be quiet because you really don't know.
No, it depends. No, sometimes that inner, no, sometimes that inner voice works. Man. Sometimes it works. Sometimes inner voice. Now, as I mentioned, that I can even share an experience with you. Back when I was somewhat crazy, and I tried a stint in politics. When
Yeah.
I was back crazy.
Really? Where
Yeah,
was
I did.
this?
Yeah, I was crazy.
Where was
Looking back now, it's crazy.
it?
It's crazy. I think at the age of, I'm what, 23 now? I left politics around 2 years now. At the age of 21, 22 years old. At that point, I'm joining the, because of this audacious speaking. Because I remember, there's several points when I was in politics, I challenged persons on the floor and I said, listen, man, we're talking is crap. We're talking is crap. And I'm like, just see the eyes. Oh, dear, like, you're not paying dues. I mean, that's what got me in trouble. But anyways, but that led to me at my last point in the politics before I left. I was appointed to the shadow cabinet, to the YO's shadow cabinet as a spokesperson and finance for the YO.
Yeah.
At that point, I was 21. I was the youngest person in that shadow cabinet because most of the persons then were professional. I was just in UA.
Yeah.
But when I look at it at that point, it was that voice. It's like you always keep on your feet. The challenging. So, and something I tell young persons is that we complain about the nepotism culture in working, in getting our work. But I say,
Yeah.
if that same person forms a company right now, I tell you, they know who
They
they're
will
gonna
go hire who them know, ain't it?
Yep.
Always. Man, I understand. I don't, honestly, I'm not one of those people who talk down about nepotism. I tell people your network is your network. Okay? Make good connections. Don't go to university or in any school, even where you work, and just go work and do your work and go home. Right? Or school, just do school and go home. It's important, Ambrae. When I don't know, when we go back on Morant High School or any schools that I ever attended, if I go to you, people need to know who are coming to this. We need to people say, yeah, man.
True.
Because here, you're always going to need people. I understand that we want to be all independent. Oh, I miss independence and I rely on myself. But hear what? You need people in this life to survive because you won't know everything. You won't know everyone, and you need somebody to connect you to somebody.
As I said, learning through conversations. And I see our next culture emerging among my age group is like persons. How's the best way to put it? It's as if persons take pleasure in being socially awkward. So, and yeah, it's like take pleasure in being socially awkward. So, no, I'm not a people person. But I'm proud of that. That's not good. That's not good. Because even if it is that you have a shoe shop, I'm starting with a shoe shop or a handbag shop, the driver for that business is sales, and to get sales is marketing, and to get marketing, you have to be that people person. People don't just walk into that thing. The only business that can have people just walk into is JPS. I mean, it's JPS.
Serious.
I mean, when I say doctors and lies are advertising, no, you know things is serious. You know things serious.
Okay. No, and really things are changing with us being more online and less in person. You know what I mean? I think now it's getting to a point where there are going to be less and less opportunities to meet someone in person. So
yeah.
If you're not meet a sweetheart from university, you're never going to get married, or you're never going to have a partner. Because right now, if you're not online and have an online presence and interact with people, how you gonna meet the person?
I'll even share a snippet with you. One of my mentors, Ryan Strong from GK Capital. How I got in contact with Ryan, it was just via Twitter.
Same thing.
Just via Twitter.
Same thing. People don't get it. Like right now, stop saying, "Oh, I'm not tech savvy," or I'm a private person, I'm not a social media person. You do know that there is maybe it's an art, maybe it's something that we need to hold a workshop on or something.
Yeah, true.
You
Yeah,
are
true.
able to share a lot. You can share content every day on social media and still have a private life.
Like if persons know how much corporate executives, a cold email. So a cold email, no, I don't want to cold call. No, I don't think it's good to cold call. Unless you're in sales, don't cold call people. I don't think, unless you're in
It's
sales,
not
don't cold
working
call.
anymore though.
No,
That
unless you,
said,
no, but several corporate executives have cold email them and then not everybody respond. I'll tell you that. No, not everybody respond, but some of the most meaningful relationships I have with corporate executives were from cold calling. Yeah, and it
yeah.
comes back to PM today. It comes back to PM.
See, well, we learned something from you today, Ambrae, and I don't want to keep you for any longer. It's
Yeah.
an amazing conversation. Thank you so much for accommodating me with the time
Yeah,
change.
man.
I really, really, really appreciate you coming on, taking the time out. I mean, 40 minutes. You've given us 40 minutes of very impactful conversation that has a lot of lessons in it. And as you've noticed from previous videos, I try to go through our conversations and just leave some tidbits, because we know Jamaican people and people in general only want 1 minute TikTok videos. Nobody wants to listen to stuff. We're not listening to podcasts. We're not listening to the radio. If it's longer than 2 minutes, we're not listening to it. And we're missing out on a lot of important content because of that.
I'll tell you this. If you realize, I'll tell you this, if you realize every week there's a new trend or a new fad. So and the fact that they change so often shows that they're not that relevant.
Exactly. Exactly. And I tell
But if you
sensationalism, you can't this sensational thing, I'm the whole, even the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff. Honestly, it's sensational right now, and that's it. That's it.
All right. Link me Johnny and tell me we're talking about that, Johnny. Then we can have a serious conversation.
I'm sorry.
I'm tired of these Twitter activists. It's just hypocritical.
Tired of it. I'm telling you, these social media activists, listen, you need to be doing stuff on the grassroots. As you say, make yourself present online, connect with people, right? Ambrae, you've left.
All right, in closing, I'm going to tell you this. If you go on Twitter right now, if you go on Twitter right, we have an election in 3 weeks. People complain about everything in Jamaica. We have an election in 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
People complain about everything in Jamaica. I don't care who you vote for. Even if it's JPP, I don't even care. But I bet you that the voter turnout is going to be very low compared to what they see on Twitter.
Because they just run off them out and them not going person got no polling station. You ain't telling me. I know this. That's why when it comes to certain things, like I'm just gonna stay quiet over here.
People complain as a sentiment has been failed by the government. It has been failed by the electorate. I mean,
because we're not showing up it, right? It's so true. I tell people,
if a lazy MP can sit down and get
how many years? How many years?
I'm saying myself in trouble. So if some MPs across both parts can sit down and get so much terms, I'm not going to specify. I was about to specify a single constitution.
We all know who this is. But it's a chronic thing across. It's a chronic thing across.
Across both sides can sit down and get comfortable.
And they're very sure that they're going to win their seats. And you don't see them in the constituency anytime before election. And when they do that, they come. Them very, as I say, it's politics. You know. So.
Yeah, and I tell you this. No, I tell you this. It is this. 47% of the population, the electorate, voted last election. So 53% never voted. So it's a minority to choose the government. That's
thinking. Yeah. We need to do better.
But thanks for having me, though.
Thank you so much for coming on, Ambrae. And of course, I'm going to send you the tidbits after. So see if you're okay with it and thing. But thank you again. And guys, listen, for watch this something. I'm going to upload the stuff on podcast, whatever podcast you use, Anchor, all of it's going to be there. Whatever you do, it's important to listen to have some, as Ambrae said earlier, have some quality conversations.
Yeah, man, stop talking about the girl on the road, man. Start talking about the empire we need to get.
Yes, let's talk